My name is Aneesh Gosangari and I am in the 5th grade. I am competing in the mobile apps development category. The app that I created is called Share2Care. And the reason I created it is because that I have realized how many people are struggling during this pandemic. The first thing that my parents and teachers taught me was that sharing is caring. And lots of people do this by donating to charities so that people in need can get their food. But because of the pandemic, many people are really scared to step out of their door and go donate to charities. So I thought, why shouldn't I just build an app so that a donor could donate to a charity just from my app? Which is the reason why I created my new app, Share2Care. Let me show you how it works. Okay, so now I've pulled up my phone. So we'll just go over and look at the app. This is how it will look like if someone were to actually download the app. So let's just open the app. When you open the app, you see 4 tabs over here for quick access. In the home screen, you just see a little welcome banner that says welcome to Share2Care with my logo next to it. Then we have 2 images, which is to appeal to donors so that they will donate to charities. Then on the bottom of each of the 4 tabbed screens, we have navigation buttons. On the next screen, we have About. So this is the About screen, and one cool feature about this one is once it opens, it will start expanding the text on the banner. And then again, it has all the information about the app, just in a different way of how I said it in the beginning. And then we have the credits, which just shows everyone who helped make it. Again, we have navigation buttons, so we'll go to the next screen. In the contact screen, it shows them my name and then my email. So what they can do is they can click on the arrow and then it'll open this up. So now what they can do is right from the app, all they have to do is enter in their name and then enter in a message, like say hi. And once they click send, I will get it on my side from this email because it's predefined. Because if I go check my email, see at this time, Aneesh sent hi. So now we'll go back to here. On the next screen, we have donate. So in this screen, we again have my logo, and then we have some instructions. It tells them to enter the zip code of the place where they want to donate, which is like, what if they live in, say, Georgia, but then they want to donate to, like, in California? So then they would have to enter the zip code of that California place so that it will show charities near there. If you enter nothing and just click submit, it will ask them to enter a valid zip code. If you enter 1 digit, it will also ask them to enter something valid, and the max digits is 5. Once you click submit, it takes you to the next screen, which based on the zip code shows up a few charities which you can donate to. And once you select it, it'll show up near the bottom right here. You can go to the next screen, and over here, it shows the name of that charity that you selected. And it says that one meal for this charity is $7, but suppose I were to select maybe this one, it's different. This one is $20. So they just have to enter how many meals they want to donate. If they enter none, it'll ask them to enter a number. And they cannot enter more than 3 digits. Then, again, we are on to the next screen, which is the private information screen. On this screen, at the top, we have all the information about what they're spending, and then we have all the areas where they can enter in their private information. I have put a few validations here, but I will just show you one of them. So they say, take the credit card number. If you just click donate, it'll ask you to enter a 16-digit number. So, once you enter, just say 1 digit, it'll ask you to enter a 16-digit number again. So if you do enter a 16-digit number, I've also set the max digits to 16, but once you do that and you click donate, it asks you to put a valid card number because card numbers can only start with a 4 or 5. So I will fill out all this information and then I will start again. So now I have filled out all the information, and the email I put over here is this email. So look at that. And now once I click donate, it'll take me to this review screen. But before I go there, let me just show you how I got an email. So I'm in the email that I entered, and now I get a confirmation email which shows everything I entered. If you remember, I did put 5 in here, and because the cost of one meal was $20, $100 is correct, and my name I entered was Aneesh. So everything is working. Now we'll go look at the screen. So in this screen, it tells you that you'll receive a confirmation email, and there's also a rating area over here. And it's actually selectable, so suppose they think of it as a 5-star, then it has an area called please tell us why. So they can enter like very good, say. And then once they click submit feedback, it will immediately take them back to the home screen. And on top of that, because I'm the developer, I will get an email regarding everything they said. The rating given is 5 and the feedback is very good. So now I will show you how this app was made. So now I've pulled up the code and I'm going to walk you through the code. But because of the time constraint, I'm only going to detail explaining the major points of the code. So the code for the first screen, the bottom 3 buttons were for navigation. This is the code. All I did was when it was clicked, it would navigate to a specified screen. And then I initialized 2 variables here. And I'll talk more about that when those variables come into play. The code for the next screen is also including these navigation buttons, but this also has added the expanding feature, which was made using the font size feature. So set the label to 1 and then every 0.001 second expand it by 1. So this screen is an important screen. So on this screen, we initialize 2 different variables here for topic and message. And then this is that send button. So once it was clicked, this is just making sure that they're both not blank. And then it would just set those variables to whatever they entered. And then now to send the email, I had to use Google Script. So I'll show you that code first. So this is the code for the Google Script. And it's just running a function here, a predefined function called mailapp.sendEmail. And then it would have 3 fields. And then I set the predefined 2 to my email. And then these 2 I set to data.topic and data.message. So because I put topic and message here, over here, I had to generate an object and then set the field of the object, topic, and message. Then I would just call the post, which would just run the function, and then it will set both of those text inputs back to blank. And this is the code for just the arrows that open and close that area. It just sets them to visible or non-visible. So the donate screen also initializes the variable zip code, and it just again checks whether or not it's empty or less than 5, just some validations, navigation buttons here, and then I'll just go to the next screen. So when next is clicked, it takes you to screen 2. So this is first, when it opens, it makes sure, so what if they already selected a charity and then they decided to go back. To make it saved, I had to make sure whether the variable is true, and I'll set them all to whatever they entered. But over here, I said once an item is clicked in the list viewer, what it would do would set the variable charity to whatever they selected, then set whether it was selected to true, and then this is how to make it vary. All I did was put some if conditions. So whichever one was selected, it would set a cost to a random value. Then if all that's satisfied and they selected a charity, it'll go to the next screen. So in screen 3, again, validation to make sure it's not blank. And then once it's clicked, it'll just navigate to the next screen. But it's taking whatever they took and multiplying it by 10 to get a number that I would later divide by whatever the number of meals they gave. Again, this is the back button, and this is just to make sure that it saves always. For screen 4, this is one of the most complicated screens. So this is when the donate button is clicked. So there's a bunch of validations, but I'll just show you like 2 of them. So the first one here is for the credit card area, and this just makes sure that they enter 16 and if it's more or less than 16. So I just had to set the text back to blank and set the hint to tell them what to do. But the validations are over, and now we have to go to the area that shows what they will do if the validations are complete. It's sort of like the contact screen, except I couldn't use the same variables, so I put to, subject, and body instead. And over here also, in our projects, we have the confirmation email sender, which has the exact same things, except instead of a predefined email, it's data.to. So it generates the object, calls the post, and then navigates to the rating screen. So in this screen, it just has, once it's opened, it sets the label that has their name so that it says thank you, their name. And then when the review button is clicked, which is send feedback, again, there's one more project here. Oh, it keeps going to another email. So there's one more project here, which is send feedback. And this is predefined. This is also predefined. But the feedback they gave, which is what I set to a join operator, I would join the rating given is whatever rating they gave using the rating. And then the feedback is whatever they entered. And then I linked it, generated the body, and then put a field, and then I called the post, and it would navigate back to home. So how to get the URL for the web API is once you go into your project, you had to first save your project and then create a new deployment. So we had to set it to web app, and then just click deploy, and it would give us a web app URL, which we would copy and paste over there. So some improvements for my app are that I would like to call a real-time API to get charities by zip code. And I would also like to integrate real-time payment gateways like PayPal. So a hypothetical question that you might ask would be, why did you choose Thunkable? The answer for that would be that I'm new to mobile app development, and Thunkable is a great way to start because there's lots of features and there's no real coding involved. It's block-based. And you can even publish your apps from Thunkable, so it's got everything you need right there in Thunkable. So another one you might ask is, how long did it take you to create the project? So I was working in my free time, and it took me about 2 weeks to make my app. So the easiest part for me would be making the design, which is also the most fun part, because it was like I could choose my own colors, make it look how I wanted to. And the most challenging part would be getting the API and then making the app send the actual email. My parents helped me by always testing my app like real-time testers. Like whenever I changed something, they'd go over on their phone, test it for me, and find out anything wrong so then I could fix the bug. And they also helped me find different ways that I can implement all the features in Thunkable. So I hope you like my app, and thank you.